What's good? What's popping? It's I'll do it myself. It's Friday, grind day. Put that bread up. Work on yourself. Work on yourself exclusively. Work on yourself relentlessly. This weekend, I'm taking some time to just do more of that. We need that in life. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. And treating yourself doesn't mean to be irresponsible. Today, let's talk about thugs. So, I'm gonna keep it 100. It seems like people just want to bring drama to themselves. You know what I mean? Like they just want to bring drama to themselves. Young Thug in particular. And my reasoning for saying that is I'm actually happy that Thug is home. You know what I'm saying? Like he is one of my favorite artists. But he keeps finding himself in these situations where he's drawing so much attention based on just hitting send. Like y'all gotta realize sometimes when you get on your phone, you might need to write everything you want to say out just so you can see it, but don't hit send. I do that sometimes. It's been numerous times where I've had like a comment I wanted to write or a tweet I wanted to write, and after I type it all out and I look at it, the satisfaction I get from seeing it and then me realizing that once I hit send, there's going to be some BS going on, I just don't hit send. Me seeing it is enough. And y'all gotta stop using these phones against yourselves. The phone is getting people in trouble more than anything. I'm talking about relationships, work-wise, crimes. Like the phone is y'all worst enemy. So Thug had tweeted the other day, right? He tweeted about Marissa Verito, and he puts up a picture of her and says, biggest liar in the DA office now, and posts a picture of her. Now, Marissa Verito has been discovered as of now as a person who is she's an undercover agent. Well, I'm reading something on her says she's been promoted to serve as our new lieutenant of the HP unit, right? Listen, Marissa, I could see how she reeling these dudes in. Cause she looked like a bartender. Let's keep it a man. She looked like she worked at Onyx. She looked like she worked at Starlets. She looks like a young lady that if you run into her on a regular Saturday, you're not thinking that she's doing any of this stuff that she's doing. But even with that being said, there's a law of dudes that think it's cool to even know that somebody's in law enforcement and mess with them. Cause they think that they're getting over and they think that law enforcement is gonna choose them over their job. So I mean, gonna choose them over their career, whatever case may be, which a lot of y'all is learning the hard way. And unfortunately, a lot of people got to get hurt to learn. But with this Young Thug situation in particular, they have wanted, there's been a motion set in, which was revoked, right? To revoke Young Thug's probation. And it reads, comes now the state of Georgia by and through the unsigned counsel and moves this honorable court to immediately revoke the probation of defendant Jeffrey Williams. The defendant has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law, the safety of witnesses, and the integrity of the judicial proceedings. The state submits the defendant's continued presence in the community under probation supervision presents a clear and present danger to public safety and undermines rule of law. So let's take into account, right? Thug accepted this plea deal throughout the YSL trial. You know what I mean? It came to an end when Thug copped out to a bunch of charges. He accepted a 15-year probation term, and his lawyer did not want that. You know what I mean? And his lawyer didn't want that at all. His lawyer wanted a fully innocent, exonerated conclusion to the case. Thug wanted to get up out of there. I mean, he has spent maybe 2.5 years in prison, going to court every day, dealing with this. And I'm not gonna lie, for all of the stuff that they had on him, even though the case was all over the place, it seemed that it was looking bad for Thug, right? Now, with that being said, Fannie Willis, who she went and did a press conference speaking about how she wanted to make the city of Atlanta safer by locking up gang members, taking them off the streets, which I don't think anybody can complain about that, right? Regardless to if you got cousins that's gang members that you love and all of that, gangs terrorize our communities. It just is what it is, right? Like regardless to how you feel, gangs ain't about nothing but catching wreck. It's not to cross old ladies across the street, because I hear people say all the time, well, it was started to cross old ladies across the street, until they started having shootouts in the daytime and hitting old ladies in they thigh and their head. Women and children have never been off the menu when it comes to the streets. And for any of you young brothers and sisters that's watching this, that partake in any of that street activity, y'all should look at all of these people as examples of what y'all should give up or step away from, because you're not going to do it better or smarter than any of these people. Even with the amount of money that a lot of these artists accrue, that they attain, the stardom, it still don't help. Tory Lane's in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his situation wasn't a street situation, but he in prison right now. Dirk, who's one of the biggest, if not the biggest artist of his generation, right, arguably, is in prison right now, getting ready to fight for his life because of some of the stuff that he's alleged of doing. But Fannie Willis and that whole office, that whole regime, of course, they're gonna look for every single indication that they possibly can to get Thug locked up, and rightfully so, because in their world, they didn't hit that buzzer beater. They didn't hit the game winner. You won, they lost. So they looking for their get back. And when I tell you, law enforcement is relentless in their pursuit to lock your ass up. They do not care what you got going on, how many kids you got. And let's just be honest, right? Like, no matter how much we may love some of these artists and revere them and hold them up in high esteem and all of that, if you commit crimes, bro, you gonna go to jail. But this wasn't a crime. He tweeted something. I think Thug's only guilty right now of doing something childish, and that's what he keeps doing on social media. I mean, the situation with Gunna, we're all over. I can honestly say I'm over the whole idea of him and Gunna working together. But when he tweeted, about Gunna and then took it down, it was just like, yo, bro, you gotta stop. You got to get that phone up out your hands, bro, because I feel like the phone is going to get you in more trouble than possibly even going back to the hood. Like, think about it. There's been no conversations about him. He can't go to where he's from. He can't be in those areas unless he's doing some sort of charity work or whatever, right? But that phone, it keeps catching you up. And you got to learn your lessons, bro. You got to learn your lessons. So the Judge Whitaker in the case has responded. And I think that what ends up happening is that social media, while it is a part of everybody's everyday life, it puts pressure on these people to an extent, because they see certain things happen and they start saying, oh, nah, it's like they got to crash out in their own way, you know what I mean, to get their point across. But in the response, right, it says, upon consideration of the state's April 2nd, 2025 motion to revoke defendant's probation, which alleges a violation of the terms and conditions of defendant's probation for having posted a picture of a particular law enforcement officer with the caption, biggest liar in a DA office, and defendant April 3rd's response thereto, and having reviewed the terms and conditions of the defendant's probation imposed by this court, the court declines to revoke defendant's probation based on violation asserted. So, I mean, that would have been a tragedy, right? And I think that, like, if they could have revoked his probation and sent him back to prison for 15 years, that would have set like a nasty precedent, right? That would have set a nasty precedent for what could happen. Now, like I said, the only thing he's guilty of doing is just being childish, right? Like, I think even if he feels that way, there's a time and a place. And we've been hearing that since we was children. You know what I'm saying? If you had a moms that was sensible, that didn't play with your ass, or grandmoms that was sensible, or even a dad that was sensible, that they always taught you that there was a time and a place for things. And it seems like every time and place exists in the world of social media, right? But there was a preliminary hearing, because now this woman, Verito, is trying to put a case on Lil Baby. So it's this reported on Monday, March 31st, a preliminary hearing was held to determine whether there's enough evidence for the suspects in Freeman and Davis case to stand trial. Inside the Fulton County courtroom, Atlanta gang detective Marissa Verito testified that investigators used social media posts social media posts, wiretaps, ballistics, surveillance, and interviews with informants to build a case against 7 men charged in 2 teen murders. So it was these 2 teens that got caught up in, it was a shooting. One had just turned 13. They said he was 13 for 27 minutes. Some shots rang off. It's all alleged that the motivation for the shooting came behind Lil Baby shooting a video in these guys' neighborhood. And it claimed the lives of these 2 young men, unfortunately, which is a tragedy. I hate the fact that we got to be talking about these 2 young men losing their lives and not, continuing life on, especially being 13, man, such a young age. According to WSB-TV, Verito wished to remain anonymous as she works undercover. However, her identity was revealed online in court. She allegedly, the defendants are part of the Goodfellas criminal gang. Meanwhile, APD claims rapper Lil Baby is affiliated with rival street gang 4PF 4 Pockets Full. So, Baby has changed his name from, the 4PF and running with that whole brand of 4 Pockets Full to Can't Be Effed With. But now this is the whole conversation. Lil Baby shooting a video in said area. Does he have the right to shoot a video wherever he wants? Absolutely. Did he maybe pick this area for his own motivations? Possibly. Is it a crime? No. But these situations with these 2 men losing their lives and, who Lil Baby may be affiliated with versus with these guys or who these guys are and the back and forth that they've been having, that they've been conducting during this investigation. This how I see it. You can't help who your homies is to an extent. Now, you can help who you hang around, right? Like, a lot of my friends, my close friends, dudes I really, really love, they dangerous people. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they're very extremely dangerous people. And while I love them, and I love to see them every now and then, have a conversation with them, I don't take time to really, hang with them because you also can't control what they doing in their own time. Now, again, gangs is for gang activity. It's for catch and wreck. It's for violence. It's to build a platform or a brand within the gang, because that's what it is. Gangs is now building brands within the gang to monetize and do all types of stuff that they possibly can to take advantage of whatever said platform it is. And I see gang members, like, now they're turning into content creators and talking about the work that they put in, basically street or gang activity, in order to outdo the other person. Stupidity, all stupidity. But with that being said, while you might come from a certain environment, that does not mean that you partake or act or you activate in gang activity. Now, there's a clip circulating that I'm about to play, and it is Marissa talking about potentially, well, it's a wiretap of these guys talking about people having money on their heads, and Marissa explaining what that is in court and how she tries to tie it to Lil Baby. Let's check it out.
Oh, what's up, huh? Oh, what's going on? Man, them folks, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't even like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Yeah. So, this is the thing. It's 2 people talking on the phone. They saying folks got money on people's heads, tickets on people's heads. She says that they're referring to Dominique Jones, who's known as Lil Baby. They never said his name. That's just hearsay. You know what I mean? That's just hearsay. Now, of course, you can believe whatever you like to believe, because that's what everybody's going to do. You're going to believe what you like to believe, regardless to evidence. People don't even use words as they're defined as. People will look in a dictionary and see a word and see the definition and say, well, that's not what it means to me. So people are going to make their own conclusion about said events or what's going on, right? And, I mean, this is one of the reasons why Thug is calling her out. Now, Thug, there was a lot of, I mean, even for him saying that she's the biggest liar, there's a lot of people that was in the YSL situation that did get convicted and did go to prison, you know what I mean, or stay in prison based on said crimes that they committed, right? But the way that, now if they have other evidence or other conversations or other things going on, that's a whole nother situation. But just this right there, that is not an indictment on somebody's name, because they're saying they're alleging or talking about somebody, but they didn't say anybody's name. Now, while we are talking about the seriousness of these allegations, I think that all of you young people out there, while y'all are looking at these blogs, while y'all are watching these stories, while y'all are hearing the tragedies and travesties that occur when you are in the streets, you should take this as a gauging point. You should take this as the highest bar for you to say, that is not what I want to be. I don't care how much money somebody got, fame, clout, whatever you want to call it. It is not worth your freedom. I'm saying, stay out the streets, stay away from this BS, man. Like, go get you a job. Go get your CDL, or go to a trade school. You're not too old nor young to go learn a trade. Go learn a trade, become a plumber, you know what I'm saying, become an esthetician. There's so many different opportunities for you to be out there making money and do it safely, or to do things that's cool. Go make your moms and your pops happy, or make your grandma, make your family happy, make yourself happy. But you ain't going to get it playing around in these streets. All right, this is I Do It Myself. There is going to be a change when it comes to this channel. There's going to be a big change when it comes to this channel. There's more content that needs to be supplied. And I mean specifically this platform right here. Y'all deserve more of these videos. Y'all deserve more frequency when it comes to these videos. Y'all deserve more consistency when it comes to these videos. And I am going to work tirelessly to deliver that to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Starting next week, there will be some changes when it comes to delivery of videos, and we're going to be dropping more. I just want to give y'all a heads up because y'all believe in me, so I got to provide y'all. For the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. This is Wayno signing off. I Do It Myself. Stay your ass out them streets. Peace.